Hi, everybody. Hey, Anna. Hey, Nikki. Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Hey, Jamie. Hi, Jess. Hi, everybody. Hi, Pam. Hello, hello, Lala. Happy New Year to you, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Scott. You were just thinking of me. I hope it was good. Hey there. Hi, everybody. Hey, Miss Renfro. Glad you're here today. We don't have to wait till Wednesday. I know. I ended up having a, I know it's been a while. Good morning. Hey, Bree. Everybody's thinking of me. Thank you so much. Hey, go ahead and take a screenshot. I know I have a lot of newbies here, which is great. So excited. I think last time we talked right before the holidays, I was at 1.2 thousand followers. Today I'm at 1.4. So a lot of you joined in. I joined a lot of groups and have been advertising my scope. So, because I think for everybody, this is a must. Or our chats about being a home-based baker. Can you guys go ahead and share? Because this is really important, and I get a lot of people asking me questions after the fact. It would be great if we can get as many as we can in here. Of course, it will be on catch.me/Bellas_desserts. I'm still doing Sue. I mean, no one else is. I just go up there and I'll post pictures every once in a while, but I've gotten some really interesting followers up there, like Mike McCrary and Shailene Woodley. I mean, it's just bizarre, but it's fun. I mean, it really died down, didn't it? I think mostly because there's no customers up there, at least not for me. So I'll flip you around. Hi, everybody. I'm wearing my Christmas... Oh, I gotta close the blind. That was a big bright spot. I'm wearing my Christmas jammies. Look, they're sock monkeys with like cupcakes. It's big. You do? Target, right? I love it. I know, I never wear jammies. I actually usually look better, but I thought I'd wear them today because they're so special. Look, it's even got a mixer. Hey, Tracy. Me too. I think I bought it. Well, I think they were on sale, but good morning. I love Target. It's the best, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I like them too. And I bought them like huge, so they're really... Oh, thank you, Tracy. So for those of you who are new, my name is Lauren. I am the owner of Bella's Desserts, located about 45 minutes west of Philadelphia. I have been in business for 13 years. I am licensed and insured. And these chats, which are weekly, just took a little hiatus there. We talk all about the business of being a home-based baker, because being a home-based business is one thing, and some of my scopes have a little to do with that, but being a home-based baker is a whole nother ball game. And again, you can catch me at Bellas_desserts. You'll see a lot of other stuff we've talked about in the past. But because we have so many I have so many new followers, I'm revisiting some really important things. But first thing, and one of our chats was about marketing, right? So I just got a renewal email. There are these three, go ahead and take a, do you see? There are these three linked websites. They're all about parties, party planning, the party network. And I think these would be great for all of you, because especially you poppers and cookiers and apple people and dippers, everybody. What's great about them is they are all linked. So once you get on one, you can get on them all. Some of them have link reciprocals, but they're free. It's free, by the way. Free listing. So go ahead. These are great. They're all linked. Hey, Betty. So those are 3 free linked listings. Happy New Year, you guys. Okay, so today, does anybody have any questions? You're welcome. Does anybody have any questions to start? This is, you know, my stance on legal versus illegal. I am in Pennsylvania. I am 45 minutes west of Philadelphia. So there's a whole bunch of scopes about getting legal and why you should get legal. My new cake goals. Well, I've kind of been working on new techniques. And those are my goals right now, is working on my techniques. Because last year I worked on pricing and my website, and everything else. And now, and you saw at the end of the year, hi Yo-Yo, go up to catch.me/Bella's Desserts, and that'll get you started on how to get legal. There's a few catches about that. I've already done 2, so I don't think I'm going to revisit that. But you're welcome to, and if you saw, I'll hold this up again for those of you who are new. You can email me, you can Facebook me, any questions you have after watching my catches. No, I wouldn't patent your business name. I mean, it's patenting. Let me tell you, patenting, first of all, you need a lawyer. You need a lot of money. And my husband does patents all the time. Hi, Kathy. You can't see. Do you know how to hide the comment? Well, here, I'll hold it up higher. How's that? You see? It's Bella's Desserts. So you can message me if you have any questions about past catches. Okay. Because pretty much I started catching, or I started in what, August, September, something like that. And every single week was a different subject about being a home-based baker, different how to get legal, why it's important. We cover insurance, we cover invoicing, we've covered marketing, we've covered, you know, just all the things that are so unique to our business that you won't find. Yeah, you can read like stuff on the Better Business, small business websites and so on and so forth. But being a baker is a totally different ballgame, right? Because everybody else finds about everybody else because they're brick and mortars. So for those of us who are at home, it's really a challenge. And after 13 years, it's still a challenge for me, is marketing. You know, where to spend your money, where not to spend your money, how to get the biggest bang for your buck. Because most of us are pretty limited, right? I also realize that most of us are not full-time. Some of us have full-time jobs and do this on the side. But all of the things that I talk about, oh, great. I'm glad you found me, Linda. I've been here since September. So what was I going to say? Oh, you'll also find I lose my train of thought. Everybody here will attest to that. I just realized I left gum paste out. That's not good. I lose my train of thought. I have ADD, so sometimes I'll get thrown off. But anyway, see, I got thrown off. Okay. Well, let's just talk about what we're going to talk about today, which is contracts. Okay. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized I look forward to stalking me. My page is Bella's Desserts on Facebook. I'm in a lot of the groups. Feel free to stalk me. That's fine. For those of us who do this full-time like me, this is my full-time job. I started my business to be a stay-at-home mom 13 years ago. My daughter's now 14 and a freshman in high school. So I have a lot more time, which is great. So I've been spending a lot more time working on techniques and so on and so forth. But for those of you, hold on one second, let me finish this thought. But those of you who are full-time, oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that has been the most, it's mind-blowing, that cake for me. You know, it's not an original design, but, you know, I don't know. Hi. I don't know why, but it's gotten so much notice. I think at this point I'm up to 2,000 likes all over Facebook. And then it was picked up by Cakes Decor and Sugar Geek Show. It's never happened to me before. So it's a thrill. It's a total high. I can't even explain it. I'm really proud of that cake. I think technically it's probably the best cake I've ever done. So anyway, so your full-time people who do this on the side, okay, what I talk about is still incredibly important. I go into these groups and I see people talking all the time about, well, I'm just part-time. I don't need to invoice. I don't need to answer the phone call. I don't need to have a website. I don't need to have a contract. I do everything via text. I am here to tell you, and because the reason why I'm saying this, because in the groups, and any of you who are in these groups, and there's a lot of them, people are either complaining about someone not showing up and they never paid, which means they never took a deposit. People complaining after they get the cake, but they never had a contract. So they're like, you know, giving refunds. Come on, people, chime in. Y'all have seen these things in the groups, which is why the main reason why I started these scopes, and to make you realize, yeah, everyone complains, and everyone that does complain does not have a system in place. And if you ask questions like, did you have a contract? No, they didn't. Or they didn't have a thorough contract, or they don't take deposits. They give refunds. They don't know how to price. They don't. So all of my scopes have to do with getting you to the point where those things will never happen to you. Those things never happen to me. You know why? Because for prior to this, I was an interior architect, so I've worked in the corporate world. Kathy, have you not learned from me? Kathy, you've been with me for so long, I'm going to kill you. Oh my gosh, I'm going to kill her. And you're here almost every time. All right. Here we go again. Contracts, why they're important. But even if you're part-time, even if you do one order a week, I don't care. You need to be a professional, okay? Because what if one day you decide, I want to do this full-time? You have nothing in place, you're unprofessional, and it sets a bad tone for all of us home bakers. Absolutely. If someone, it's the same thing with price undercutting. When you don't know how to price, right? You're undercutting those of us that do. And I think it's me, but I'll take shame too. Take the shame, but you're going to change, right? You're going to change. You're all going to change. If you saw, I've even given you, tools to get organized. Okay, but you can still listen. I did a scope where I help you get organized, so you never forget an order. You're never like the night before going, oh no, you can keep track. You can keep paper trails, all of that kind of stuff. It's all on Catch.me, and I will revisit certain ones over time. I'm revisiting contracts. I don't, and anybody will tell you, I paid a business consultant, Jay Qualls, in March. I hired Jay Qualls because I needed to up my game, okay? Did you get an e-signature online? I don't know what that is. Can I scope what? Okay, so let me talk about pricing. I don't talk specifically about pricing because I hired Jay and I paid him a lot of money and he taught me how to price properly. And what you'll see in all the groups is people that throw out random numbers don't listen because, oh, I don't have people sign the specific contract in person, but everybody who comes and picks up, because I don't do a lot. If I would like to ship my cookies, I will have them just send me an email. Hold on one second. I will have them send me an email and have them just sign the email that they agreed to the terms of the contract. I don't have them e-sign, because the fact that they said they agree to the terms of the contract and the contract is attached is enough. Jay Qualls, with Frosted Affair, he's is the owner of WillowTreeConsulting.net. For those of you who don't know him, he's a famous wedding cake designer, TV personality. He was on The Next Great Baker. He's been on The Taste. He's been on a few other shows. But he also has an MBA. And not only did he run his own business for many years, he does have his MBA, and he started doing consulting last year. So go ahead and follow Jay Qualls, because he also has these cake crumb videos, which is what got me fired up last year. And as a home-based baker, and how to value, he's all about valuing yourself, paying yourself, so on and so forth. So I paid him a consulting fee. He taught me a lot, and one of those was pricing. And pricing is so specific to where it's not your region, okay? It has nothing to do with where you live. I'll tell you that right now. Everybody says it all depends on where you live. It doesn't, okay? It's all personal. What's your skill level? What are your costs? Your costs. How much do eggs cost where you buy them? How much does gas cost where you buy them? How much does it take to up, your car? How much does it cost where you live? All of that has to go into pricing, which is why I will never do a pricing scope, but I have done a pricing scope on how to figure out your overhead. And that's on Catch.me as well. So I'll give you some information, but because I paid so much, my plan is to start consulting at some point, where I will help with pricing, but you're going to have to pay for it, just like I did. Okay, so let's get to contracts. Why are contracts important? Okay. Contracts are so important because without one, what's the web again? It's, if someone could write it, it's WillowTreeConsulting.net. He's also on Facebook under Willow Tree Consulting. His name is Jay Qualls of The Frosted Affair, which is also on Facebook. And you can contact him any of those ways. And he, hi, Mary. Mary? Is it Mary? He does consulting for home-based bakers. He does consulting for brick and mortars, where if you think you want a brick and mortar, he'll come and help you set it up. He will, if you have an existing brick and mortar, he will go in and help you fix it up. Basically anything. And he has such a unique perspective. He's not just a business guy. And that is why, if you're going to hire anybody, hire him, because he knows the baking side and he knows the business side. Okay, if you want to invite followers again, I'm going to start with the contract portion. He's got cake perspective, and I think he coined the phrase prostitute. He's a prostitute because he will do anything to get business. Okay, for those of you, when I did this scope in the past, I had an offer for you to purchase my contract, Sabrina! And he's very entertaining. I wish he would do more scopes, but he doesn't. Sabrina, darling, thanks for joining. Just getting to the juicy part. Okay. Why is it important that you have a contract? Oh, let me go. The scope I did before, I had an offer to purchase my contracts. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to have that offer again. I sold a lot of contracts, and they were to people that didn't have contracts, and they were to people that did have contracts. Lori from Whisk Confections, who's been in business a long time, integrated my contract into her contract. This does have Jay's seal of approval. And for those of you that did purchase before, and I have all of your emails and stuff, I just added a new clause. And that was from, I don't know if it was from someone else's scope that I decided to do it, but it was a fabulous idea, and it has to do with serving sizes. I think in one of the groups, someone said a customer complained that, I know, we missed you too. Hold on, I'll get to that. I want to talk about it first, and then I'll get back to the offer at hand. She had said, the customer came back and said, "Hey, Rochelle, how are you? It's Lauren. The customer complained that she didn't get enough. It was a wedding and didn't get enough servings out of the cake. And I just, you know, that anybody that does cake should always, with every order, every cake, I give them this. This is from, I'm pretty sure this is just from Wilton.com. See, I don't stay and cut the cake. They would have to pay me a lot of, I do tastings at home, and there's a Catch.me about my tastings. But this cake cutting guide, I think I just put this up together to, I put this together myself, and I just grabbed the graphic from Wilton. This, because people will say, how do you get 20 servings out of an 8-inch cake? You give them this cake cutting guide. And if I go to a wedding or I'm delivering it, I make sure I leave this with the cake. Okay. So that's one of my things that I give to people. The other thing I give to people, everybody who buys a cake, this is just for cake, is my cake care card. Okay. Because of the type of buttercream I use, which is a Swiss meringue buttercream, rule of thumb, make more servings than ordered. I never make more servings than ordered. Here's what happens. If a bride comes in and says, I need 150 servings, what I do is I never give them less. I don't. Although there is a rule of thumb for wedding cakes. If it's a buffet wedding, you count 20% less servings than how many guests they're going to have. If it's a sit down, you need the exact number of servings. I only give more if they say I need X amount of servings. And obviously you're never going to get the exact same number you need. You always go high. I always round up. I never round down. This is my cake care guide. So what I was saying was my cakes I make with Swiss meringue buttercream and must be served at room temperature. So it kind of tells everybody, it says all of our cakes need to be served at room temperature. Please store the cakes in a cool place or the fridge and take out 2 hours prior to serving. Okay. So that's my cake care card. The more information you give to your customers, the better. Okay. And that's why, and I know, and I've talked about this before, all you people who hate to talk on the phone and only do things via text or Facebook or email, big mistake. I'm just telling you. You always need one phone call. How do you even know if they're legit half the time? Okay. Go ahead, Nikki, if you go out and come back in, sometimes that happens. Not that she hears me if my screen is frozen. She didn't even hear what I just said. The more information you give to your customers, the better. A phone call gets you, right. As far as the phone, you just want to verify, you want to hear their voice, you want to make sure they're legit. It's just one phone call. You don't even need any more than that. When I'm on the phone with a person, it's never more than 15 minutes. Because with a bride, they do everything via email. I always make a phone call just to introduce myself and follow up and make sure they know they can rely on me. Oh, that's a cool idea to FaceTime. Absolutely. Paper trail. It's all about the paper trail. All about the follow-up emails. For sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, so why do you need a contract? You need a contract for, so like I said, I am going to send all of you that have already purchased the contract this new line of serving information. Okay, so I have 2 contracts, okay? The majority, and the only reason why I have 2 contracts is because I do weddings, okay? And weddings are a whole different ball game. So I'm going to talk first about my 1-page contract, okay? This 1-page contract, everybody has to sign. Once. I keep a note, and this is why electronic and paper trail and all of that stuff, my order system, I keep a note saying they've already signed the contract. It's a one-time contract. They don't have to sign, if it's repeat customers, they don't need to sign it every time unless you've changed it. But it is a contract that I keep when people come pick up. I have a stack in my pickup area. I email every single person a copy of the contract. And when I email them the contract, I ask for them to bring it back signed, but 9 times out of the 10, they forget. So I just have them sign it here and I keep it in a file. Okay. And I just started doing this last year. Even with my old time customers, they had no problem signing it. So let's go over the contract and the things that are in it. Okay. So basically it's terms of agreement, this 1-page contract, and every single one of you who deals with food should have this contract, whether you make up your own or purchase it from me. I know there was this thing on Cake Noobs and Liz Merrick said that she did put a free one up there, and I took a look at it. It's way too much even for me because it's free and you can edit it. It's at Cake Noobs in that group, but she does really, and you know what she does. She does really high-end sculpted, crazy, intense cakes. And so I don't know how many pages it is, but it's a lot. And most customers won't read it. So she's covered, but the customers will have no clue because they didn't read 5 pages. So basically, this isn't even dumbed down. This is, again, when I started doing weddings 8 years ago now, I came up with a contract. I didn't have one before. But I did research. I came up, and what started as a 1-page contract for my weddings is now 2 full pages. And all my scopes, and anybody here who knows me will tell you, I've been doing this for 13 years. So this is the School of Hard Knocks, and I'm giving it to you, this information to you, because, when I was coming up, there was no Facebook, there was barely MySpace. There was no YouTube. Everything had to be done via book or good luck finding anything on the internet or anything else. So now that we have all this social media, I think it's great to be able to help each other. So for contracts, okay, it is legal. I said this is a legal contract because anything that says contract on it is legal, okay? You don't have to have a lawyer involved. You don't. If it says legal and they've signed it, all you got to do is take this little piece of paper to court, and it's called contract law, and it'll stand up. So mostly these contracts are about protecting you, okay? I'm not saying they don't protect the customer, but it explains everything that's going to happen with your order, okay? So one of the first things is payments. How do you take payment? You list everything that you take: cash, check, credit card, whatever you do, PayPal, whatever, just says. This is all information. First of all, it's information you don't have to keep repeating to people, because you're sending the contract. They just know. Retainers, okay. One thing Jay taught me was stop calling it a deposit. My deposits were always non-refundable deposits. He said to call it a retainer. It gives you protection, absolutely, from giving refunds. Retainers, when I hear the word retainers, I think a law firm, okay? Because if you hire a lawyer, you have to pay him a retainer. And what that means is you are retaining their services. When a person wants to retain your service, meaning they want to book you and they want you, oh, okay, great, Sabrina. I didn't know that's what you did. If someone wants to book you, you book yourself out on your calendar. In some cases, you might not take any more orders because you don't have the time or whatever. Oh, wow. That's great. That you can get a lot of help with this kind of stuff too, Sabrina. Any sort of business questions, that's great. Hey, Vicki, good morning. I'm just starting talking about the contracts. I was kind of introducing myself. So with retainers, they're non-refundable. And you need to decide how much of a retainer you want to charge. People run the gamut. I used to be 30%. I'm now 40%. I know a lot of people do 50%. That retainer is due at booking, okay? Whether it be a check in the mail. I do take checks. I take personal checks. But we'll go over that in here because I have a clause about what happens if it's a bounce check. Because it's only happened to me once, but I was out $15, which pissed me off. So I added, at that time, then I added that clause into my contract. And so with the retainer, and anybody, I don't know if everybody should take retainers. It's really up to you. If it's a really small order that's not going to like bump you out of your schedule, I don't know. It's up to, I'm going to leave it up to you. I now require a retainer for every order over $100. I didn't before, I do now. If they are a new customer, my balance is due. What did I say? 4 weeks prior to delivery. So they give me their retainer, and some people, you know, if people are ordering on a Monday for the following week, they have to pay in full. If they're new. If they're new customers, I get payment in full because I don't know them. There's not enough time for a retainer and a balance. There's just not enough time. So I require payment in full. And I've never, since I started doing that, had anybody complain about it because they realize it's a week and it's whatever it is, sometimes it's a lot of money. My